Hey, so this is just a quick check-in video, just like I've been doing before. So I am racing against the deadline of the Hugging Face MCP birthday competition. It's the first birthday of Model Context Protocol. So they have a hackathon with a lot of prize money associated with it. You can win thousands and thousands of dollars, and never mind getting free credits. I already got probably I already got over $500 worth of free credits from doing this. For various services. We've got I got $10 in free credits from OpenAI. I think something like 25 from Anthropic, 15 from Anthropic, something like that. Modal, some of these were super generous. I think Modal gave me 250, and they gave me 250 for the last one, and they didn't. It wasn't a temporary thing too. They just straight up gave me $250 worth to keep in my account. So I have 500 from Modal, and then Hugging Face itself gave 25. So I already received arguably probably $1,000 in value just by doing this competition. I mean, I couldn't use these services otherwise. Just the learning, just learning how to use all of these has been so valuable. So this is an awesome competition, and I just thought people would appreciate me checking in here and showing what I'm doing. This isn't my official submission video, but I'm creating a network engineering product, of course. Why wouldn't I be? So we'll look at the product. It's called Overgrowth, and it's kind of like so it's a living digital environment, I call it, but it's a network engineer in a box. Um, so I can demo this. So yeah, here's like the example prompt. But we'll just say we need a network. And there shouldn't be enough detail to do that. So it's going to think about it for a bit. It's going to put out uh, API calls. So it put out 4 API calls. It put 4 to an LLM, and then it put 2 to my uh, GNS3 server available at lab.grandposh.com. So you can see if we go in here, there's all these like garbage files made from me developing. So you can see where I'm going. The LLM. I turned my server into a MCP server. So this is served that the LLM now has the ability to use MCP to go in and create topologies in my server. I was able to figure out how to do that using the vibe coding. So that is really cool. That happened. Um, Now the problem is what I'm working on right now. So we did a network. So that's not so the first so that's a whole pipeline. You get a consultation, then it creates you a source of truth. It tries to create the diagram, but that has been very hard, so I'm moving on from that. Then the bill of materials, a setup guide to deploy and make sure you have an out-of-band management network. That's really key. Um, then it does everything else autonomously, fully automated, agentic AI driven. AI configures the devices, which I know, ooh, scary, but this is why using the right model matters. This is why using things like constrained decoding matters, where you only have it generate from a constrained set of options. This is why um, this is where you can put in, as part of human activity, a review of the config. I mean, imagine that. Like now, we've gone from painstakingly reviewing and going over. We like all you have to do is review it, and you can review it day -1. You can review it, day 0. You don't have to review it as it's ready to be deployed. It can be generated in advance by the LLMs. Then you have all the observability and validation testing, stuff like that, all done uh, using the best practices of network automation. So there we go. It didn't pass the consultation stage. We need a network not strong enough, no dice. So they need to know um, who is the target WAN bandwidth, what is target WAN bandwidth, do you need redundant links, are gas or IoT networks required? So a lot of good questions from a network engineer in a box. So we can see to get that, we reached out to Hugging Face. We used the Llama 3.1, and the most important number here is the 8B instruct. So this is a quite cheap model. I don't want to. I actually made the mistake of. I actually in one API call, I ended up using $10. So I'm not making that mistake again. We can see even with all these calls adding up here, I've used less than 1 cent of my available 2 cents. And then on top of that, I've got 25 credits, really generous reward uh, from uh, from Hugging Face for this competition. So yeah, things look good there. Um, so next, what I'll do is the demo prompt. So this is a Judge quick start, so you can just use this demo prompt if you're not sure what else to do. So we're going to take the demo prompt and put the demo prompt in. All right, now let's run the demo prompt. All right, so same thing. We're going to have some calls here. You can see the logs. They'll refresh every 5 seconds, but you can make yourself feel better by clicking this if you want. Logs in Hugging Face spaces are also up here, so you can see it doing all that. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm out of. Normally, I'm using Claude or GPT model, GPT 4.0 or Claude Haiku 3.5 because they're cheap models. You really burn through your credits if you use expensive models. You have to be very careful about that. That's the one thing. If you're an AI company, you want to use these for whatever reason, you're going to kill yourself if you don't understand the pricing of these models and how to know what model you're using and how much it's going to cost. That you will absolutely destroy yourself if you don't understand that, as I did. But luckily, they're so generous. It's so wonderful doing this hackathon. I've it doesn't matter because I just switched my provider over to to use Hugging Face instead. And let me talk very briefly because this took me a while to figure out. This was hard for me to figure out, but these all belong in different categories. So uh, uh, we've got, and I'm going to need to refresh my memory quick to talk about this. But not all of those providers are the same. If we go down to the comment I made, we can see that they can be placed in three different categories. So the first category would be something. So if we think of them as all places for a car, the first category would be a brand new luxury top of the line car lot where they would sell a Porsche or Ferrari. So the OpenAI and the Anthropic APIs belong there. They're selling you the latest state of the art models that are not made open source. Um, or even if they are, you can go there to get the latest and the greatest. The next one are kind of the used car lot. This is Hugging Face, Nebius, and Samba Nova. So they sell used cars that have been used by a lot of people, including cars that have uh, had some custom modifications used to them. So the other way to think about it is like they're a library of different models But I think the used car parking lot is a better analogy. So we can actually go on Hugging Face to models here, and these are all models, open source models that are available. There's thousands, there's millions of them. Look, there's 2 million models for you to look at, and then you can sort them by, do you want them to be big or small? It's the biggest model they have. Man, they have massive models on here. They have yeah, they have deep seek math. They have custom trained, fine tuned models on here. So it's not just a regular used car lot. It's a used car lot that has really fun like modifications on the car. The last category is Blaxel and Modal. These are kind of like the maintenance shop. So you can bring your own cars in and work on them. So yeah, people are liking this analogy. I think it's a good analogy. It came from the AI. But so I need to use Modal because I want to bring my own car in, so to speak, and work on it. So we can see I've got a workspace created here, Network LLM Modal. So we've got an error already. Oh, it got canceled. I don't know why it got canceled. That's not good. It shouldn't get canceled. But so there's my endpoint, which is probably another bad thing to see. Well, I'm not showing my key yet, but here's my credits remaining. I got a ton of credits. Yeah, I drew down quite a bit of credits here, quite a bit of credits here. That's okay. I think, I don't know. Um, so so yeah, what I'm doing is I'm pinning up a model onto in that garage. I'm taking my own model and then I'm parking it in that maintenance garage. I'm going to do modification. I'm gonna work on the model. So so I'm doing that here. Uh, Modal is now building the container image. So if we look at that here, we don't see my API key, which is good, unless that link there is it, but I don't think it is. If I scroll up, we probably will see it. So I'm not going to do that. Let me pause it and just make extra sure. All right, I'm back. No, we're not going to see the link. Um, we're not going to see the link. Okay, so coming in here to my space here, and then let's do a history. Hopefully we get, nope, so that cleared out. That's okay though. So Modal was building, uh, let's see here. So Modal was building the image. Uh, Shows it pulling base layers, installing the dependencies. Take a few minutes. Um, but once it completes, it'll launch a replica for my serve function, and then I can, and then I can deploy it and then access it through a URL. So I'm going to pin it up on that space, and now I'm going to use this special custom uh, network engineering model rather than just a base regular model that I would get from uh, the used car lot. I'm bringing my own car into the shop and I'm having it road ready. Is what I'm doing. So that's going to really, I think, take this to the next level because we saw that consultation. It seems kind of fair, but like if we go back and see this next run, like yeah, look, it did everything. Good. Look, we've got the project. That's cool. So there we go. 3 sites there. Let's see what happens if we generate it with 10 sites. That'll be fun. Um, so we're probably gonna see some extra calls to my local MCP if we do it with 10 sites. But we can see everything else went pretty good. We did get these. Oh, actually, we didn't get those. That's surprising. But we got a source of truth back. So we got uh, stuff like that. We got names on the devices. So things look pretty good, but I think we can do better if we use um, the fine-tuned model. So next, what I'm going to do is run it with 10 sites just to prove that this is live. It's actually creating it. So do some more uh, that'll do some more API calls, which will deduct some money from my coffers, but only a cent or two, which will be fine. And then we'll see a new topology here with 10 sites, just to prove because that's the kind of like, I think, whoa moment in my mind where it's like, wow, it's working when it does that. So give it some time to do that. In the meantime, yeah, I think I accidentally ended this early somehow, so we'll have to restart the modal run command. Unfortunately, that did deduct some money from my account, so you got to be careful not to. If there's some things like running like this, it's gonna deduct credits from your account, so you have to be really careful not to close it. So I'll go and put it on this other one so I don't accidentally do something to it. We'll make it take up the screen. There we go, like that. Yeah, like that. Okay, perfect. So and then make it bigger like that. So you got to be really careful if you're running something like this, not to accidentally hit the X button or hit Control C or something like that, because it's still gonna charge you for the work it did do, and then now you've got nothing because it didn't complete it. So that's basically the worst case scenario if you do something like that. But I think it probably can pick up where it left off if it did it partially. I'm not sure. But yeah, just have a second monitor up, put it over on the second monitor, and forget about it until it's done. So coming back, aha, so there we go. We've got this running now. I don't see 10 calls. Well, I do see some more calls, I think. It's easier to see it sometimes up here, so we can see the stages it's going through. The other thing to mention is you can do this brownfield, so you can design it a new thing. You can also bring your design, so we can select from the existing designs as well, and we can bring our own source of truth to the network as well. Um, so. So there we go. We got the naming errors. It should indicate the role there. So I think the model might, if we use a special model that picks these names more intelligently, it might get that better. But here's the proof in the pudding. Oh, okay. Well, oh, it only had it only has 3 sites rather than 10. Let's try it with 9, or let's try it with 8. See what happens. There's a lot of weirdness that happens, and then it has to do with the strength of the models and stuff too. It should work with 8. It's just a kind of a weird uh, issue with like parsing, like because it's like I have to process the prompt in a really weird way. It can't just say, "Oh, 8 sites, okay, 8 sites." Like it has to be processed like in a particular way. Um, so yeah, okay, this is running now again. So we'll do this again. It should be able to do 8 sites, I think. If it can't do 8, we'll try 5. I'm pretty sure it can do 5 sites. Okay, can't do 8 sites. Let's just try 4 sites. I've definitely seen it run 4 sites before. Um, it's all kind of blowing up in my face though. It was working before I ran out of credits and switched over to using a different credits provider, which now I'm running out of too. All right, so let's check back in on modal because modal is going to be key, I think. So, so you got to be really careful not to interrupt this because you interrupt for this process, you still get charged for what has happened, but you don't get the result. So, very careful not to close that by accident. Um, so best practice, you'd be using like tmux or something like that. So even if you close the terminal or something like that, it'll still run. But I didn't do that. So okay, so now this one completed. So let's take a look at the diagram and see. So now, okay, now we do have 4 sites. See, rather than 3 sites. So it's just something weird with the parsing or whatever. I figure that out. But yeah, you get your source of truth. You can uncheck this box here, simulation only, and then now it goes beyond the step of just giving you the simulation and tries to actually go in and configure everything using best practices, using like NetMiko, using its own code that does synchronous configuration, so it doesn't have to go one by one, one at a time. Can reach out synchronously. So let's see this work. So we've got uh, the usage should be, I should be getting up to 3 cents fairly soon. Um, but there we go. So now this went through. So that was 5 sites. So the 5 sites should generate. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not wired up or anything like that. It's too bad. Not sure why that didn't happen, uh, but yeah. So we can see the um, so it didn't happen because we've got these validation errors. Pre-fight validation didn't go through. We've got to have like that. So let's go to the LLM and we'll say, give me a test prompt that doesn't fail these validation errors. So okay, so we're gonna go here. And we're gonna say, just to here, give me a test prompt that doesn't trigger any validation errors. Okay, and then we'll give it a link to the project as well. All right, and let's see how it does with that. All right, in the meantime, we'll go back to our critical process that we get charged for, even if it doesn't complete, and try to look at it. There we go. So it looks like, so it looks like it's timeout error. That's no good. Um, yeah, that's no good at all. So, not sure what to do about that. So, any guesses what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this whole thing and plug it into the AI. All right, so now I've got a bunch of AI stuff going still. Um, all right, so now they're giving me a test prompt. So here we go. Uh, got you. Okay. Here we go. So we're going to say design a simple one-site network using only uh, the default 5 VMs. There we go. There we go. So let's see if this works. Okay, so we're going to go here. We can refresh it. That's okay. Dev mode is enabled, so we'll collapse that. And then come here. There we go. Then we're gonna not do the simulation. I'm not going to do the read only, and we're going to run the pipeline. There we go, and this should bring me probably 3 cents. It's kind of interesting because it goes, it deducts, it goes back down to 1 cent, which is good. I'll take that. I like it going that way, but um, yeah, we're good so far. Not even burning into uh, credits. Um, so it looks like going back to the other thing. Yeah, I couldn't find library provides current. Okay, okay. Fixes you have two. Okay, we can do that. Okay, we can update the use the relevant change. Okay. after making that change. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we're gonna come in here. We go nano. I'd like to use vibe, but it's very particular. Maybe exit. Oh, okay. I guess I don't know how to. Um, oh, we have to install this first. Okay, so maybe we can do it through pip. Bits and bytes. Yeah, there we go. All right. Okay, and then we need to edit the uh, file that I made earlier. Oh, after that's complete, I'll go back to being off camera for a bit. I just thought people would be interested in what I'm doing because it's quite sophisticated, and I feel like it's gonna keep getting better. So now we've got one site here, there. I was hoping it would get cabled up because now it doesn't fail the pipeline anymore. Consultation was good. Uh, API usage. We did do calls, but the calls basically didn't cost anything because we're using a very cheap model. And then we're calling into my GNS3 server, which doesn't cost anything. I'm not charging for that. Then we've got LLM connectivity. Then we've got, yep, build number. So here's the simulation. We saw that it's only got one site now. Good. But we did have the schema fail again. We did have the names fail again. It's too bad. Wonder if that has to do with the model. I don't know why that happens. Well, that's a question for the LLM. Okay, so with that, I think I'm gonna stop this video. I've got a lot of work to do to get this in. Deadline is tomorrow at 5 p.m. So I just want to keep working and getting it in. I want to get that a special model used, and I want to so I just want to work quick here. I can keep going on camera. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. So let's see here. Go there. The other thing is I'm very careful, worried that I'll accidentally like drop a key or something like that because I'm doing. Um, yeah, there might even be a key in here. I don't even know. One thing that I will show, and I'll end the video on this. Here is that custom model. So we can take custom models that and put them up on Modal, and then use them. So this is a really cool custom model. It's Llama 328B, which is a really great model, and it runs on older hardware. I've got a 3090 here. This should run on that card just fine. So this is a computer networks LLM. It's an 8 billion parameter Llama 3.1 fine-tuned for networking protocols and system design. Doesn't that sound useful for my project, right? So, so yeah, we can access it on Hugging Face. Now there is no inference on it, so we have to do that ourselves. But I can do that with my bonuses I've received from Modal for super generous sponsor of this awesome competition. So with that, I'll end the video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.